Don't you love a good minimal desk setup? I do too, but the problem is I always like to build my setups until they look like the NASA control center. At the end of the year, I look back at all of my past setups and I realize I kind of miss having a minimal setup. So today I'm going to go through how I turned my setup back into this. This all started right before Christmas and my office was an absolute mess. Having a bit of a crisis here. So I decided, let's get this thing refreshed and ready to go for the new year. So what's the plan here? I'm going to start by moving this back to the window. I always move this desk away from the window and it's cool for like a couple months and then I start to regret moving it away from the window. I don't know what it is. I think I just like working in that space over there. I'm also going back to a 27-inch monitor. I have my trusty 4K LG over here, which I've raved about for years and years on this channel. The only problem is it's been sitting in the garage for a few months and I noticed there's something around the corners of the screen. I think it got ruined from being stored in the garage. That was my bad. I need to go pick up a new monitor. Now, there's a couple options here. I can either buy another one of those, the newer version of it, which is on sale, I think for like $230 at Best Buy right now, or do we go Apple Studio Display? I'm gonna go do a little bit of shopping and kind of figure out what I want to do there. Thinking about it. Just don't know if I'm sold on spending $1,600 on basically the same panel I can get for like $700. But it is nice, it looks great. $230. That ain't too bad. Unfortunately, I didn't end up buying anything. Here's what happened. I was at Best Buy and I was looking at the studio display. I was looking at the other 4K LG monitor that was on sale for $230. And then I remembered when I was doing some research the other night, I came across this LG 4K monitor that's a nano IPS. I found it on Amazon for $596, which is on sale from $700. And this has nano IPS, which means it's a 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio versus the 1,000 to 1,200 to 1 contrast ratio that most IPS monitors have. So it's gonna look better than the $200 monitor. I went ahead and ordered this. Now the good news is it's the same shape and same monitor as the one I currently have that's kind of going out. So I can still move everything around and set up my desk and set this up in place of it until this one comes tomorrow night. So I'm gonna get started because I have a lot to do. All right, I am finally done moving the desk over back to its original home where I think it probably is best suited right there. I've got the temporary LG monitor back on here. I'm gonna set everything up as if I was using this monitor and then I'll swap it out with the new one tomorrow when that arrives. While I was moving everything around, I had a complete impulse moment and I moved my entire couch out of the office to replace it with a smaller couch that was sitting in my garage. All right, so we have this now in the corner. A little bit of space freed up on this side, which really was not used other than unnecessary clothing storage. I didn't need to do this project right now, but I did, and it looks pretty good, I think. But now I need to get back to cleaning the rest of the office. So I'm just trying to figure out how to simplify everything. I think what is going to happen is I moved the mini fridge from here to over here. We'll see if that lasts. I just want to get like a little stand of some sort, something that I can set here, maybe have a little bit of storage space, and then hide all of this behind here because there's really no way to cable manage all of this and plugging it into the APC battery without it looking funky. I also threw this TS4 little cal digit under the desk, and then that's running to the Mac Studio. Everything's right here, just adds more ports. Still waiting on the monitor. That should be here in a couple hours. So I think I'm gonna go to the home store and see if I can find a little piece to set right here. So it was time to hit the shops again. I started at Home, which is just a cool furniture store. They didn't have anything. That place stinks. But I wasn't about to give up that easy. I ended up at Home Depot in hopes of maybe finding like a cool toolbox or something that would fit that space. There were a few cool options there, but I realized Javier had already marked his territory and I had to get out of there. All right, that was a colossal waste of time, but that was on me. It's like going to the grocery store whenever you're hungry. I don't think that's the right. I think I'm gonna have to order something online because we don't have any other stores that I think are worth going to for what I need, and I don't know what I need. So, yeah, I guess I'll get something online. After doing a little research, I decided not to buy anything. I need to keep this setup as simple as possible, so I went in my garage and grabbed a half Apple box that I wasn't using, ended up painting it black and just setting my computer hard drive and the APC battery right on it. Worked out pretty well. Monitor should be here in the next 20 minutes, and we're gonna get that set up, and I can finally get this thing powered on and figure out how I'm going to clean everything up. Finally, the new monitor showed up. I was able to get it set up on the ergo stand that I was using on my dual-up monitor in the past. Watched a couple of videos, did a couple of screen tests, and I gotta say, it's looking pretty sharp. It's been about 2 hours, and I have spent the past 2 hours updating my computer and trying to calibrate this monitor. I just finished the software update, and it's playing this little screensaver, so this is the first time I can actually see the quality of this display, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. And that brings us back to today. I'm finally finished with the setup. Let me show you around the place. Alright, so it's been a couple days. I had to take a little break because of the holidays, but now I'm back and I finally got the desk finished up and cleaned up and everything, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Throughout this video, I kept having these internal struggles of like, oh, what if I did this and did this, and I was like starting to make it bigger than it needed to be, and I just kept pulling myself back and having a reality check of, dude, don't do an insane setup. That's what gets you into this spot in the first place of wanting to scale back. So I tried to keep all the extras off the desk as best I could, so anything extra on here is just like the controller for this light and obviously the micro panel for coloring and stuff, but that's actually being used on the setup. And then I tried to run everything to this TS4 over here, so I have all of my SD card readers, extra USB ports, all of that. That's just running straight back into my computer, which again is off to the side, so it's not on the desk, making it super busy. I didn't want to do anything crazy for the setup because I'm not going to be here much longer. This is probably one of the last videos you're going to see in this space. This was more about just tidying things up and cleaning it up going into the new year as I start fresh again in January, and so I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm going to do a full review on this monitor because I think it's really awesome, especially for the price. I'll also do a full desk setup video of this just so there's a dedicated place that doesn't have the stupid vlog footage in it, but hopefully you all enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun making it. I would like to do more of that stuff going into the new year, so if you enjoyed it, follow along. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment what you like about the setup and what maybe you don't like about it. I appreciate everybody who follows this channel and enjoys these videos. I'll see you all in the new year. Later.